In today's video, we are talking about a man who sold the Eiffel Tower not once but twice. This man was none other than Victor Lustig. Born in the small town of Hostin in the Czech Republic in 1890, Lustig was brought up in modest circumstances. His parents were far from wealthy, but what they lacked in financial means, they made up for in nurturing Lustig's innate talents. From an early age, Lustig displayed a remarkable flair for languages and an irresistible charm that could sway even the most skeptical. These talents did not go unused. As he grew older, Lustig put them to work, embarking on a life of crime. He started small, with petty scams and minor cons, honing his skills and building his confidence. But as he delved deeper into the world of deception, his schemes grew bolder and his ambitions larger. Little did anyone know, his charm and wit would lead him to one of the most audacious scams in history. In 1925, Lustig, now in Paris, heard that the Eiffel Tower was in disrepair and that the city was considering its demolition. Now you might ask yourself, how can a man see a rusting monument and smell an opportunity? But that's exactly what Lustig did, proving he was no ordinary man. Our charming con artist donned the role of a government official, a convincing disguise that would serve as the keystone of his audacious plan. He gathered 6 unsuspecting scrap metal dealers, spinning them a tale of a government desperate to rid itself of a decaying Eiffel Tower. But, he emphasized, this had to be done under the cloak of secrecy to avoid public outcry. Imagine the scene. 6 men, huddled in a dimly lit room, listening to the government official talk about a deal that could make them incredibly wealthy. Lustig played on their greed and fear, expertly manipulating them into believing his outrageous tale. The most gullible of the lot, André Poisson, fell hook, line and sinker for Lustig's scam. He believed he was making a deal of a lifetime, buying the iconic Eiffel Tower for scrap. Once the deal was sealed and Lustig had Poisson's money securely in his pocket, he promptly vanished into thin air. But Lustig wasn't done with the Eiffel Tower quite yet. His audacity would lead him to pull off the same scam not once but twice. But that's a story for another time. For now, let's revel in the audacity of the man who sold the Eiffel Tower. Believe it or not, Lustig returned to Paris just a few months later and pulled the same scam again. You might think it impossible, but this master of deception had nerves of steel and a mind as sharp as a rapier. This time around he targeted another wealthy scrap metal dealer, spinning the same tale of the city's dire financial straits and the impending doom of the Eiffel Tower. But this sequel had a different ending. The dealer, suspecting foul play, rushed to the police after Lustig disappeared with his money. The con man, however, was always a step ahead. Like a shadow in the night, he managed to evade capture, leaving both the police and the dealer red-faced and frustrated. Imagine the audacity of it all, selling one of the world's most iconic landmarks, not once but twice. And to top it all, Lustig managed to escape, leaving everyone else to pick up the pieces of his daring charades. If there were a hall of fame for con artists, Lustig would surely merit a statue in his honor, yet his audacious exploits were far from over. With the Eiffel Tower sales behind him, Lustig was not content to rest on his laurels. He had tasted the sweet thrill of the con, and he was hungry for more. With 2 successful Eiffel Tower sales under his belt, Lustig's audacious scams were just getting started. Lustig continued his life of crime, even crossing paths with the legendary gangster Al Capone. His audacious scams carried him across the globe, but his luck eventually ran out. In 1935, the United States authorities finally caught up with him, arresting him on counterfeiting charges. But Lustig wasn't one to be easily confined. His most shocking act was yet to come while he was awaiting trial. In a jaw-dropping turn of events, Lustig managed to escape from the federal detention center in New York. His escape tool? A rope made of bed sheets? Yes, you heard that right. This master con man, who had sold the Eiffel Tower twice, was now on the run, using the tricks of the trade he'd honed over a lifetime. Victor Lustig, the man who sold the Eiffel Tower twice, ended his days not as a free man living off his ill-gotten gains but as an escapee, forever on the run from the law, a fitting end perhaps for one of history's most audacious con men.